You did read out Trump's tweet a little earlier, and I want to point out one thing which stands out, which is how much he uses the term fake news. Now, according to the Trump Twitter archive, since January last year, he's used the term fake news 282 times. He's brought up the issue at his rallies as well, which some journalists say raises concern about their safety. Now, as newsrooms across the U.S. push back against the president, we're seeing similar sentiment online. The Boston Globe is sharing this campaign video on Twitter to raise awareness. Take a look.
The news is fake.
You are fake news.
Sir, they have no sources. They just make them up.
Donald Trump says the free press is the enemy of the people.
It's scum. Remember that. Scum.
That dangerous rhetoric is leading the president and his supporters into undemocratic territory. And it is eroding one of the central pillars of our social compact.
By the way, the world's most dishonest people are back there. Look at all the cameras going.
Well, it's also created an interactive map on its website with a map of the country where you can find a range of opinion pieces published so far. And that list is still growing. Nearly 350 news outlets across the U.S. have pledged to participate. And their main message to the president? The press is not the enemy of the people. Now, most headlines address the issue of what's being called fake news and democracy. But there are some papers that endorsed Trump's presidential campaign. They're now writing editorials against him and his attacks against the press. Savannah Now is a self-described center-right paper. It wrote about Trump in 2016, saying there's only one candidate with the will and ability to shake up Washington, and that's Donald Trump. And he may be a crude blowhard at times, but he's also right about a lot of things. Well, the paper has changed its tune, writing in support of the Boston Globe initiative with this. We would encourage Trump to curb such behavior if we thought he'd listen. Instead, we appeal to every other American. And then there's the Augusta Chronicle, one of the oldest papers in the U.S., and it published this. Mr. Trump, whom this paper endorsed for president, had better be careful what he wishes for when he seeks to subvert the role and credibility of a free press. But some newspapers, including the Wall Street Journal, say that they won't participate. In this column by James Freeman, he argues that the Globe is countering the independence that editorial boards claim to have, adding that Trump has a right to free speech as much as his media adversaries do. Now, many online are using the hashtag enemy of none and free press, which is trending worldwide at the moment. And there's also a couple of cartoons being shared as well. This one depicts the media as wanted, with Trump the accuser being part of a conspiracy. And others with Lady Liberty holding the press in high regard. And we've been through a couple of tweets as well. Mark says if a free, responsible press is annoying people like Trump by exposing what they don't want exposed, then it means it's doing what it's there for. But Stephen argues that the big media players still don't understand the reason they're being targeted. No one is questioning a free press. They're questioning partisan opinions, muddying the truth and fact they're supposed to report on.